Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Wednesday, the 7th of February 2024. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 ended a run of down days to finish 0.5% higher today at 7,616 points. Interest rate sensitive sectors, such as utilities and real estate, did best, while energy stocks did worst. Among the large caps, the banks were mixed, so too the big retailers. Telstra was off more than 1%, while James Hardie had a rare off day, falling 2.2%. WiseTech Global and REA both did well. The big miners were higher on the back of stronger iron ore prices. In fact, many of the miners did well today, with nickel miner Chalice up 8.5%, the best on the day, and alumina rising 6%. Lithium miners were among the best performers. Liontown Resources was up 6%. That was the best of the lithium miners today. Pilbara Minerals is 5% higher after doing a spodumene concentrate supply deal with a Chinese chemicals producer. Story number 2, former Competition Commission boss Alan Fels took a fair swipe at the supermarkets and Qantas today, saying they are charging too much. Fels is the author of a report on price gouging commissioned by the ACTU, that's the peak union body, and it concludes that supermarket power is exercised over farmers and many other suppliers, and gains in profits by the supermarkets aren't passed on. Fels said the local food and grocery sector is among the most concentrated in the world, and the ACCC should inquire into it. On Qantas, he said the national carrier is still price gouging, as illustrated in its blocking of Qatar's expansion without reasonable justification. Fels recommended the federal government use the opportunity of its current aviation review to remove restrictions on international and domestic competition. Story number 3, packaging group Amcor has axed 2,000 jobs and is partway through closing up to 10 plants across the globe as it cuts costs against a backdrop of slowing consumer demand for beverages and meat. Volumes across the Amcor business in the December quarter sank 10%, a record decline for the maker of bottles, wrappers and containers. Sales in the 6 months ended December 31 dropped 9%, and interim net profit was more than half what it was 12 months earlier. About half of the sales decline stemmed from consumers cutting back on items such as soft drinks and bottled beverages in North America, according to a report in the Financial Review, with the remainder the result of large pharmaceutical and medical device customers running down their inventories. Amcor's share price finished 1.5% up today. Story number 4, the share price of luxury goods marketplace Cettire jumped 25% today after the group delivered a strong first half result and said it's on the verge of breaking into China. China is among the world's biggest luxury marketplaces, and Cettire plans to launch its own marketplace directly. Sales for the 6 months to the end of December jumped 89%, reflecting a surge in repeat customers. Boss Dean Mintz, who owns about 37% of the company, which is worth about $530 million, said trading in January has continued to be strong. He said high-end consumers are still spending. Cettire was founded in 2017 and sells products from thousands of suppliers, acting as the intermediary between the brands and customers. Like, it doesn't actually hold any inventory in its own right. And finally, story number 5, Singapore's biggest bank has cut its CEO's remuneration by about $4.5 million after the lender suffered a series of digital banking outages last year. Those outages led to the central bank reprimanding DBA Group. The pay cut represents a 30% reduction in variable pay for Piyush Gupta. That's the name of the CEO. He's one of the highest paid executives in Singapore. The outages resulted in payments and ATM transactions stalling across Singapore. The group's management committee also had its pay cut by 21%. Now that's taking accountability. That's it for the afternoon report for Wednesday, the 7th of February, 2024. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, X and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.